Hey, kindergarten. I told you last week that today we would be jumping into addition's opposite, which is subtraction. And so we are going to do just that. We're going to start today by we're actually going to learn two strategies for solving subtraction problems. And they're going to be the exact same strategies that we talked about for addition. We're just going to show how to do them in the opposite. So subtraction is solving problems by finding the difference between two numbers or more. You could have four numbers that you're trying to find the difference between, but we only look at the difference two at a time. So we only ever solve two numbers at a time. Subtraction answers the questions, how many less, how many left, what is the difference, how many lost, or how many or much more than. This is our minus symbol. Last time we had a plus. This is a minus, and it means to take away or make less. So for addition, we were taking two small numbers and combining them to make a bigger one. This time we're going to take a bigger number, take something off of it, and be left with a smaller one. Okay? Start with a big, take something off, and be left with a small. Okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to pull up my chair, move my camera a little bit, and we're going to talk about the picture strategy and the tally strategy for solving subtraction problems. Go ahead and get out a piece of paper, your pencil, or if you want to use markers or crayons to follow along. And as always, I've got my handy dandy whiteboard here, and I'm going to be solving the problems on a whiteboard. So a subtraction problem would look something like this: 7 minus 4. And just like in addition, we're going to start by drawing however many pictures for this number. So I'm going to use stars. So I'm going to draw 7 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, since I'm using dry erase, my method for subtracting is just going to be to erase. But if you're using a pencil, you can cross them off. And I'll show you how to do it both ways. So let's look at the cross-off method first that you guys are doing at home. So we have 7, and it wants us to take away 4. So we're going to cross them out. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make them an X if you want. Put an X over it. The one line is too confusing. Then, how many do we have left? How many are not crossed out? So if I were to erase these, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 3 stars left. All right? Let's try another one. Pretty easy, right? It's going to be almost the exact same as addition. 8 minus 2. This time I'm going to use smiley faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, you're going to use the cross-off method. I'm going to erase. So if you're using the cross-off method, cross off 2 while I erase 2. 1, 2. So now let's count how many are left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Equals 6. The equals is how many are left. 6. Again, let's do 2 more, and then we'll switch and look at our tally strategy and how we can use that. And you can use either strategy in your problems this week. 5 minus 1. I'm going to start. This time I'm going to draw hearts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you can't draw a heart, you can do a star, a smiley face. You can even just draw a dot. We talked about when we talked about our addition strategies that your picture can be anything that you feel comfortable drawing, anything that you like to draw. Let's just make it simple pictures. We're not going to draw dump trucks or Lego blocks or anything like that. Like short, simple pictures, because we still want to make our math as quick as possible. And that's what these strategies are supposed to do, is supposed to help us get the answer right in a quick way. So we want a simple picture. So if you can't draw a heart, you can do a smiley face. You can do a smiley face every time. You can do a dot. You can do a check mark, an X if you want. It can be anything. So we have 5 to start, and we're going to get rid of 1. I'm going to erase. You check off or cross off, and we'll count it down together. 1. And how many are left? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, let's try one more. And then, like I said, we're going to switch to the tally strategy, which, as you recall, is very, very similar. 3 minus 0. Smiley faces again. Start with 3. Take nothing away. How do we take nothing away? Right, we just don't do anything. So how many are left? 3. I didn't take anything away. I still left my 3. None got erased. None got checked off. Still have 3. So that's the picture strategy. You draw the first number, cross them out, or if you're using dry erase, you can erase them. So now we're going to look at the tally strategy. So I'm going to draw a little picture strategy problem on my board so we can look at the difference. Picture 4 minus 2. I had 4 smiley faces, and 2 of them went away, so I have 2 left. Tally strategy. Now, last time we talked about the tally strategy, remember we said they were just single lines down like that. Like I just drew 3. Okay? So let's do the problem 7 minus 3. And we're going to do tallies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, with the tally strategy, you really have to be careful that, 1, your tallies don't cross over each other. We don't want to just draw our tallies like this at the bottom. That's a no-go. We want to make them as straight as possible and with as much space in between as possible so we don't get confused. So I drew 7. I'm going to get rid of 3. So again, with the pictures, if you're using dry erase, you can just erase. Or we're going to turn them into plus signs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn 3 of them into plus signs by going like this. 1, 2, 3. How many tallies are left? 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't count our plus signs anymore because they're no longer tallies. Let's do another one. I'm going to do 2 more of these because I think once you guys do 1, you'll be able to do a lot of them. We're going to do 5 minus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And turn 2 of them into plus signs. 1, 2. How many are left? 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 8 minus 5. And let's go ahead and each do it on our own, and then we'll share our answers in about 1 or 2 minutes. And if you need more time, pause the video and then just play it when you're ready. First step is you draw 8 tallies. And don't be afraid to recount them and make sure that you have enough. Second step, make 5 of them plus signs. And again, pause the video if you need more time on this step. The last step is to count how many you have left or that aren't crossed off into plus signs. And then write your answer after the equal sign in your subtraction sentence. And I think we talked about when we talked about addition, that your sentence is what you write with numbers and say with words. So I wrote 8 minus 5 equals 3, but that's also what I've been saying with my mouth. So those are your sentences. We had 4 minus 2 equals 2. That's a subtraction sentence. 8 minus 5 equals 3. That's a subtraction sentence. All right? I think you guys have had enough time to solve that. Let's check our answers. If you got 3, you are correct. I have 3 tallies that did not get made into plus signs or crossed off. So those are the first 2 ways that you can solve subtraction problems. There are some problems up above the video, so make sure you do those in practice. And your mom or your grandma or dad or whoever is helping you with your work can come up with their own problems too if you find these really, really easy. And then next week, we're going to be doing 2 more strategies for subtraction. So come back and watch next week's video. You got this, guys. Good job. Keep up the great work. I miss you all, and we're almost to summer. Keep up the hard work. See you next week.